Okay, so right away, Hanzo's alone.
Mm-hmm.
And we go for a long range right click, but Echo's right click is very slow, easy for him to dodge at that range. So what we want to do is we want to close the distance. So we can shift at him for an easy right click. We can get a guaranteed right click if we wait for the Ryan to drop a shield inside a choke.
Okay.
And we can build our ult much faster, just like that.
Mm-hmm.
Much better. But still, I don't like that we're just letting the Hanzo. Yeah, we have plenty of time to close the distance. We're making this too hard. So right now, no eye contact.
All right.
So we can take our time and drop a little bit closer, and we have shift for escape. Our right click aim isn't even that bad, but it's just very inconsistent here.
All right.
But interestingly, here, this is actually a good opportunity for a long range right click because limited movement availability. The Hanzo is in a choke. He can only really move back and forth. So this is a good time to spam a right click if we're not going to get close.
Right.
But we completely missed the timing. So he is getting close for his right click, but he's not dodging at all. He still has a shift, and he's kind of just holding W. And not only that, we're still
not reading movement here.
Yeah, at this range, Echo's projectile is still pretty slow, so we need to lead quite a bit.
Yep.
Relative to other projectiles. And we're moving our crosshair to the left, as we can see, which is the opposite of how we need to read his movement.
Right. So no reading and no just dodging intention.
Yeah. And because he just uses right click, spamming long range,
Yep.
he doesn't have it for the golden opportunity.
I mean, so how I see it is, I watch some of the professional like Echo players, and they do spam a lot with their right clicks. But I guess when you're about to have like big engagement, just getting ready for that and saving up your right click right before the engagement would be pretty good, especially in this CLO maybe, or in games like this where enemy Hanzo is like alone. There's like a lot of like kill potential. Then you might want to like save it up for the engagement.
I agree with that, and definitely what we don't want to do is we don't want to just hold on to our right click, which kind of like earlier when I pointed out those moments where they're in like a choky area, those are pretty good spam compared to this, where I think even a pro Echo might completely whiff this right click because it's so open.
Right. Yeah. 100%.
And the angle we're shooting kind of up a hill, so we can't even like get splash damage.
Right. It is true that whenever he ships in, he doesn't have a right click. So
I like this. So
they're stacked up.
Yeah, they're stacked up, and we're spamming the cover of the corner where they want to push and like kite around and dodge. So it's a very high percentage shot. You know, whether it hits or not, I think it's a very good angle.
So it's a good map bang.
Yeah.
I can definitely see where he's kind of like using his right clicks from the ground a lot, whereas if you go up in the air and try to like right click it down, it'll be a little easier.
Right, because even if you miss from the air, it's going to hit the ground closer to where they are.
Right.
So you have a good chance of hitting the splash.
Which is my exact problem when I'm playing soldier.
Yeah.
So what are the conclusions for him?
Conclusions are he misses some of the key timings for his right click. He either uses it too early before an engagement.
Right.
But if he is going to spam it long range, he needs to wait for those opportunities where they're either stacked up in a choke.
Like map geometry.
Yeah. Or
right now it's just a too low percentage shot.
Too low percentage.
Even for spamming.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then we talked about the angle of our right click. It's a little bit better for shooting from above, if possible, because we can rely a little bit more on the splash damage.
Right. So this is like top 500 GM1 Cassidy. Okay.
And of course, we're going to be a little bit more nitpicky at this rank. If you see his first shot in the soldier's clearly behind cover, and he wastes his shot. So he's not actually ready for when the soldier repeats.
Because of delay.
Yeah, because of the delay between the bullets. And he's also holding a little bit too tight to the cover. Soldiers usually like to wide peek tracking heroes like the white peak a bit more because they don't get as much out of quick peaks from cover. Unlike Cassidy, who just shoots boom, boom, the burst damage.
Yeah, you cannot just shoot and cover, shoot and cover.
Right.
Yeah.
Except when he has like Helix Rocket. We really need to be ready at all times. Right? We're kind of randomly jumping. We're reloading here and looking away from this. So we're starting the fight at a disadvantage for no reason. This is an interesting fight.
Where he gets dominated.
Yeah,
by Soldier.
he gets outplayed pretty hard. Let's slow this down. So first shot, pretty good.
Yep.
Okay, so us peeking. So peeking this is fine because maybe he's holding the choke, but once we see the soldier wasn't at the choke, we know he's to the left, and we see his heal station too.
Yeah, so he should be swiping the corner.
Yeah, he should be swiping to the left and being more ready.
Like pre-aiming towards the left as
Exactly.
he was like entering the room.
But even then, the soldier is completely unaware, so we have extreme advantage right now.
Especially Soldiers has no abilities at all.
Right. But to me, I think we're rushing our first shot. We had a lot of time to take this shot. Maybe do a two-step motion, just get our crosshair close and then shoot. Since our crosshair placement was already off in the first place. Like we're trying to combo our E off of our left click, but that's not useful if we're completely whiffing our left click too.
Right.
And then for the re-peek, pretty good crosshair placement. We want to be more head level though. Just in terms of movement reading, I think it's pretty obvious the soldier is likely going to be strafing back and forth.
Right.
And we're cutting off his way to get back to cover, like his direction to get back to cover.
Right.
So we can kind of just wait for him to walk back into our crosshair. But instead, we move our crosshair to the right as he moves to the left.
Right.
Creating a very tight window where we have to left click. And we actually miss very wide because of it.
Yeah. You gotta be always careful to not over aim when the target's about the opposite direction as your crosshair.
Right.
Yeah. So the key moments are the early moments where he
Absolutely.
had the advantage and he fucked it up with the same.
We talk about this a lot, but on heroes that are very headshot and crosshair placement focused, we need to be careful about jumping too much if it messes up our placement. We're jumping before we even peek, and we're making it very awkward for our aim.
We always say jump with intention. Right. So it's
Exactly.
more like habitual, where adding extra unnecessary variance to our aim.
So he hits some shots here, but we're seeing that pattern of him just jumping a lot unnecessarily. When we're jumping, we can't aim with our movement as much,
Right.
and it's messing up our placement. So we miss. Then in terms of movement reading, Zarya's going to the left, and we hit our headshot, but we're not continuing to track to the left.
Our crosshair stopped.
Yeah, our cross
in between the shots.
Exactly. So we're not updating our crosshair placement between our shot timings. So it looks very lazy. And in fact, we're strafing back to the right, away from the Zarya. So our crosshair is even farther away. And moving to the right is fine, but we have to compensate by moving our crosshair to the left to cut off the Zarya from going to cover.
Right.
So we miss out on some very easy damage here.
Right. So what are the conclusions for him?
His number one thing that I think we could fix right away is just being more mindful about his crosshair placement. He has these moments where his crosshair is just kind of out in the open, not head level, or even aiming directly at the cover.
Right.
Think more about where they're likely to move. Are they going to move towards cover? Are they peeking wide?
Or is
What did they
just
show?
gonna like come back to the crosshair? Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you read that, you can just do more wait and click instead of just moving your crosshair to the target.
Yeah, more of a predictive aim style where yeah, you can just have your crosshair there ready. And all you have to focus mentally is on when to click.
Right. Not reading the enemy movement properly and kind of like waste a shot. So therefore, he's not ready for the better shot timing.
Yeah. We saw that in the first clip when he was completely behind cover.
Right.
And we're just shooting for no reason.
Okay.